Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 7th of January 2019. Thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm using the Robin Wood Tarot for today's reading, and I'm going to shuffle the cards a couple of times. And while I do that, I ask the cards what the energy for Monday the 7th of January is about. And I then pull 3 cards, and those 3 cards give me an insight into what that energy is. So these readings are for all signs of the zodiac. No one's excluded. They're for everyone who watches, everyone who feels drawn to watch, and everyone who discovers the video. So please, please, please share the video on your social media, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I don't advertise, so I rely on lovely people like you to share my videos so that other people can become aware that this channel exists. So let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of today. We've got the Sun, the 8 of Swords in reverse, and the 3 of Chalices. That looks good. All right, the Sun is the center of our solar system. It is the most important thing in our little galaxy, because if it weren't for the Sun, we wouldn't exist. None of these other planets would really matter. Everything would be pitch black and there would be no life. So the Sun is the center, the source of life. If you look at it in terms of the chakras, it's the solar plexus that's in the center of our bodies, and that's really where our strength lies and the place that energizes us. The Sun is a major arcana card, and it's the 19th card of the major arcana. So you've got to go through a couple of things before you get to the Sun. You've got to experience certain things in life. You've got to experience worry, and you've got to experience real success and death, and you've got to experience the Hanged Man, a change of perspective, and you've got to go through this whole process until you get to the Sun, which really simplifies things and brings things back down to your inner child, and simply asks the question, despite all of the wonderful PhDs that you've acquired over the years, and despite all of the wisdom that you've gathered, is your inner child sitting on a white pony, laughing its head off, and is it happy and running around? Or is your inner child sitting in a corner crying? Or is it throwing its lollipop on the ground and throwing a temper tantrum? What is your inner child doing? We've got this big red flag or sash flying, and that represents passion and fire and the will to be alive. If we see no hope in life, if nothing excites us, if everything is pain and terrible and horrible, then there's no reason to live. There's nothing to get up for in the morning. And the Sun promises that there is something positive and wonderful that can happen. The sunflowers are symbols. They respond to the Sun by looking at it constantly and by changing their position so they can absorb as much of this happiness as they possibly can. And this red sash here is fun and passion and desire. And this inner child, super cute and chubby, has a little red feather in its hair, and it looks very, very happy. It's got rosy cheeks. It's got its own little pony, and the pony is white, and white represents purity. So this is real joy and real optimism and real enthusiasm and real hope for the future and real hope in yourself and a belief that things can get better and they will get better, and that you have the energy to make things better, and that you don't need to protect yourself anymore. You can ride away from the wall, and you can gallop in the field, and you can enjoy yourself. And not every day has to be this traumatic, awful experience. You can have days where you just feel happy in yourself. And life is fun. Life is worth living. Life is a joy and a blessing. And we don't wake up every day thinking that. Sometimes we grow on our way out of bed, but not today. This little kid is going to say, you feel good, and today is a day to seize the day, carpe diem, and to make yourself happy, and look at your little inner child and make sure it's having a good time. So check in with that inner child. It's going to energize you and give you hope for the future. The Eight of Swords is a poor woman who is blindfolded, and her dress is being shredded by these negative thoughts, and there's a storm coming, and she's been bound by these red ropes. But I don't think they represent her own passions. I really think this is judgment. I think because swords is the suit of ideas and thinking, and also thoughts as weapons, i.e., you're not good enough, we don't like you, you've committed a crime. And she is being judged and bound for being happy and living her own life and not conforming. So she dared to go skinny dipping when it was sunny and beautiful and to enjoy her body, and she lives in a puritanical society, and they said, how dare she expose herself in her birthday suit, let's punish her and let's blindfold her, and it's ridiculous basically. So what's also interesting about this card is that she can walk away from this, but she doesn't know that because it seems really perilous. I mean, she's blindfolded, her hands are tied, so if she walks away, she doesn't know where she's going. She might cut herself on one of these things, and if she does, then she's like, okay, I better stay put. So it's a pretty dire situation that she's in, but she does have the power. If she's brave enough, she can walk away from this and find, I don't know, like a tree or the hilt of a sword, if she's really brave, to try and get the blindfold off, and then she can see that she's not trapped and move on. The good news is that this card is in reverse. So those negative thoughts, people condemning you, people being jealous, people saying you're not allowed to enjoy yourself, people saying, oh, why don't you get responsible and stop just being happy all the time. You know, it's really amazing. I've noticed this a lot in relationships. If you're in a relationship, if something is really awful and terrible, the other person can often be there for you on that level and say, oh, I sympathize and everything's terrible. But when you're happy and really just buzzing with energy, other people often can't rise to that level, or they resent your happiness and your freedom, and they can't be as happy as you are because they're judging themselves, or they feel they're not allowed, or they have some guilt hanging over them, or they have some sort of terrible thing from the past that they haven't forgiven themselves for. This card means that you are absolutely entitled to enjoy your life, to be free, to be happy, to do good, to follow your own ideas, to be independent, to use your power, to go your own way, to look at what inspires you and makes you feel happy, to make your inner child happy again, and to leave this place, to liberate yourself and to say, this is me, this is what I'm doing. I don't care about any of these judgments. They do not affect me and have no power over me whatsoever. Finally, we have the Three of Cups, and 3 is about new beginnings and communication. And here we have 3 women who have all been here. They've all been judged and they've all been told, we're not gonna let you be part of this family if you don't become a lawyer. Your mother was a lawyer and your grandmother was a lawyer. If you don't become a lawyer, we're cutting you off. The vault is closed, and you better submit to our will. Stop having fun and do what we say. And she's like, no, I want to make wine. And all 3 of these women, they may seem young and inexperienced, but they've all overcome this awful situation which can trap you for decades. People can be trapped by these kind of things for years and years and years. By religion, by what families say, what what society says is good or bad. they've all thrown that to the wind. She says, I'm going to be true to my own nature. She's listening to her intuition and saying, the rules are wrong and I'm right. I feel this. See that little moon up there? I feel that I'm meant to be free. And she's in pink, violet, purple, and she's also got a moon there. And she also feels that intuitively, I am not meant to be this tragic figure at the shore, waiting for permission and waiting to be rescued. I rescue myself, and I'm not going to listen to this stuff. I'm here with my friends who've also overcome difficulties, and I'm here to enjoy myself. And each one of these women has an inner child who looks exactly like that. Satisfied, chubby, happy, well-nourished, excited, warm, full of joy, full of hope, full of dreams. And when you go into the day or when you go into life with this kind of attitude, it's contagious. It rubs off on other people, and you manifest good things into your life without even trying, because you're just vibrating at such a great frequency, at such a high vibration, that even other people who aren't particularly psychic or intuitive feel the joy just emanating off of you, and they'll be like, oh wow, she has made my day, or he has made my day. I want to give something back, or I want some of what they have, and I'm gonna join them in celebrating. It's really a wonderful process that allows people to come together to celebrate and to enjoy. So this, as far as Mondays go, it's one of the best Mondays I've seen in a while, so have fun with it. 19 and 3 is 22, and 8 is 30. 30 reduces to 3 in numerology, and 3 is about communication and new beginnings. So communicate with yourself and say, dear inner child, are you happy? Do you want a pony or do you want a big horse? Do you want a little present? What can I give you to make you happy? And that then, by making your inner child happy, it sounds ridiculous, but it isn't. When you feel good about yourself, and remember, helping other people and being of service includes you. You get to be happy too. You get to have fun days where you don't work, where you just enjoy yourself, and where you just take off, where you take time off and you recharge your batteries and you just love the process of living. So communicate with yourself, and that will lead to new beginnings. You'll free yourself from things that have trapped you. You'll make new connections, new friendships, and you'll find new ways of being happy. So let's give Monday a round of applause, because this looks like a fabulous, fabulous day. I hope you have a wonderful start to the week, Monday the 7th of January. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading, or click on the book your readings button, which is on the front page. That'll take you to the readings page, and you can order your reading with me there. I use astrology, tarot, and numerology in my personal readings. Like I combine the numbers and the tarot here, I combine astrology, tarot, and the numerology in my personal readings. I draw up your birth chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. But if you don't have the time of birth, please order a chart rectification. I can work out your time of birth. And once I have your chart, it's a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. It shows me what your life purpose is, where you've been in past lifetimes, and why you've come back, and how you want to progress spiritually, and what you want to achieve this time around, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what is coming up for you in love and career, physical health, relationships. I can also look at what's destined for you in a way, and what you can work on, what the next most important priority is to look at in 2019. If you're going into this year and you're like, okay, I've got a whole nother year in front of me, but I don't really have a specific area of focus, then that's a waste, because this happiness and this fire and passion, it's about setting a goal and moving towards it and enjoying yourself. So if you would like a personal reading with me, please visit the website, gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order it, as I mentioned. If you like my videos, then please do share them. It really, really helps me out and supports me. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.